Hello YouTube, this is my $30 budget build of the Crimson King structure deck. It took me a while to build this deck, so we're going to get on straight into it. And yeah, I am tired, again, no sleep. Alright, we're going to start off with the monsters. So first foremost is the 3 copies of Soul Resonator. When this card is normal or special summon, you can add a level 4 or lower fiend type monster from your deck to your hand, except Soul Resonator. Also, you cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck for the rest of this turn, except Dark Synchro monsters. If a card you control would be destroyed by a card effect while you control Red Dragon Archfiend or a Synchro monster that mentions it, you can banish this card from your graveyard instead. You can use each effect of Soul Resonator once per turn. So yeah, definitely run a 3 of in the deck for sure. The next Resonator is Vision Resonator. 3 copies of those. If a level 5 or higher dark monster is on the field while you can special summon this card from your hand. You can only special summon Vision Resonator once per turn. This way, if this card is sent to the graveyard, you can add 1 spell or trap card that mentions it. Red Dragon Archfiend from your deck to your hand. You can only use this effect of Vision Resonator once per turn. Next up is we got the classic Crimson Resonators, so I definitely want to run 3. Which is the good part of a combo for bringing out your red Supernova Dragon. Next I've run is 1 copy of Red Resonator. So when you just summon it, you can summon a fiend type. I think it's a fiend type, hang on. When this card is normal summon, you can special summon 1 level 4 or lower monster from your hand. And then when this card is special summoned, you can target 1 face-up monster on the field, gaining life points equal to that attack. You can only use each effect once per turn. Once per turn it says. And then last of the Resonators is 2 Synchron Resonators. Next up is the 3 copies of Bone Archfiend. So to special summon it, you can send a card on the field to the graveyard or a card from your hand to the graveyard to special summon Bone Archfiend. And then you can discard a card from your hand or send a monster from your deck to the graveyard to increase or decrease your monster's level. Really handy. Next is the 3 of Wandering King Wildwind, which is also the other part to use really well with Crimson Resonator to summon Wandering King to the field from your hand of a good special summon. I'm also running 2 copies of Witch of the Black Forest. And then 2 copies of Ascater Dawnwalker. And then Fire Ant Ascater. So when you special summon Dawnwalker, you can just special summon the Fire Ant, bring out your level 8 Synchros. Now we'll move on to the spells. I'm running 3 copies of 3 copies of Crimson Gaia. During your main phase, you can add one Red Dragon Archfiend or one card that mentions it from your deck or graveyard to your hand except Crimson Gaia. When your Red Dragon Archfiend declares an attack, you can change all monsters your opponent controls to face down defense position. If a monster on the field is destroyed by battle or by card effect, you can special summon one Red Dragon Archfiend from your graveyard. You can only use each effect of Crimson Gaia once per turn, which is pretty cool. And then, we all know this card, Resonator Call, to add any Resonator from your deck to your hand. I'm running 2 copies of Resonator Command. You basically send a Resonator monster from your hand to the graveyard, and then add a level 4 Fiend type level 4 or lower Fiend type monster from your deck to your hand. Next, I'm running 2 copies of Absolute Power Force, which is really, really good. Target one Red Dragon Archfiend you control. If that monster you control battles an opponent's monster this turn, apply these effects until the end of the damage step. One effect gains 1000 attack. The second effect is your opponent cannot activate cards or effects. If it attacks a defense position monster, inflict piercing battle damage to your opponent. Any battle damage to your opponent takes from that battle is doubled, which is scary. Then I'm running onto the traps. I'm running 2 traps of Red Rain. The Red Zone trap card. The one of Fiendish Chain, which negates your opponent's monster's effects, and it cannot battle. Next next of the one of is the 1 copy of Fiendish Golem. And then last but not least for the traps is Time to Stand Up. And that is it for the deck. Now on to the extra deck. So for this type, I am running 3 copies of Red Rising Dragon. When this card is synchro summoned, you can target one Resonator monster in your graveyard to special summon it. You cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck the turn you activate this effect, except Dark Dragon synchro monsters. During your main phase, except the turn this card was sent to the graveyard, you can banish this card from your graveyard, then target 2 level 1 Resonator monsters from your graveyard and special summon both. Meaning, I've been hearing other YouTubers out there on YouTube saying that you can use both effects in 1 turn. It does not say that. It says the opposite. Next, I'm running the new copies of Scared Dragon Archfiend. This card is a beaut and a badass, in my opinion. This card's name becomes Red Dragon Archfiend while it's on the field or in the graveyard. If this card is sent from the Monster Zone to the graveyard, you can special summon 1 Red Dragon Archfiend from your extra deck. This is treated as a synchro summon. Then, if this card was sent to the graveyard as a synchro material for a Dark Dragon synchro monster, you can destroy all attack position monsters your opponent controls. You can only use each of Scared Dragon Archfiend once per turn. Then I'm running the OG 2 Red Dragon Archfiends. I'm running 1 copy of Scarlight Red Dragon Archfiend, 2 copies of the Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss, the 1 copy of Red Dragon Archfiend Bane, 1 copy of Red Nova Dragon, 1 copy of Hot Red Dragon Archfiend King Calamity, and 1 copy of the Red Super Nova Dragon. And that is it for my deck build, guys. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Team Dragon Lords signing off.